Hey guys, welcome back to Excel series. In this video, we will learn how to work with macros. We will learn how to record our steps so that we don't have to perform the similar steps on different Excel sheets. So let's get started. Alright, so here I have an Excel sheet where I can see the name of the students are somewhere in bold and somewhere it's fine. I can also see italics and I can also see somewhere it is filled. I can see the column are not of standard size, which is required. And in case if I have to download this data or to present it to someone or use for analysis, it is not possible. So I have to clean this up. Now imagine this is not a short data and there would be more entries similar in this way. And there would be again somewhere it is filled, somewhere it is not filled, and somewhere I will have bold and italics. So in order to do this, I can simply select this data and then perform the actions which are required. But what if I have one more sheet with a similar kind of mistakes and then another Excel file altogether with this kind of similar mistakes? Now what will happen in that case? So I have to perform the similar actions again and again in order to clean my data. So in this case, we can use macros. Let me show you how. So I'll come back to sheet 1 and I will activate the developer tab. So my tab is already activated, but those who don't see developer tab here, they can simply go to file, click on options and go to customize ribbon and just check developer and press OK. After this, you will see the developer tab. So I will just click on the developer tab and I will just select this data set. Now what I'll do is I will record my steps. So I will press record macro. This will keep on recording my steps so that it can execute those steps later. So I'll just press record macro. And I will keep the same name, macro name, and I will just store macro in this workbook. So there are more options. You can store it in a new workbook also than personal macro workbook, but I'll just keep it in this workbook and I'll just press home. Now the recording has already started. I will press home and my data is already selected. So I will just say I need a standard size of this. And I want 12 here. Then I don't want anything in bold. I don't want anything in italics. So I'm clicking twice. I don't want anything to be underlined. I don't want anything to be filled. And I don't want anything in different color. And I also want my columns to have a standard size, which is done. Here I think I'm done. I'll just go to developer back and I will stop. So now I have executed all my steps. Let us see what has been recorded. So I'll just click on macros and I recorded in macro 1. So I'll just go on macro 1 and I'll just press edit. So if you see here, Excel has actually recorded all my steps with programming. And this is a command because it's in green. This is starting on the macro, and then it says I selected this, then I choose the text and size was this, I moved it to 12, and some of the things, superscript, subscript, it has added on its own, so it's saying I have not clicked on those things. And then it is saying bold because I pressed bold twice in order to make everything normal, and then it is talking about italics. So alright, so I think it's recorded fine. I'll just close this. And now I will go to sheet 2. In this case, again, I don't want to perform the similar action. So what I'll do is I will select this complete data set and then I will just go to macro and I use macro 1 and I just run it. So if you see here, my task which was required to perform similar actions has been done. Now imagine this. You have at least 20 tasks to perform on similar files with different sheets and data sets. If you record all of them and you run macro, your task can be done within seconds. So let me show you another interesting thing. I can use this macro which I have stored in this workbook into different workbooks also. I just have to keep this workbook open. So while keeping this workbook open, I will open a new Excel file which I have created. So I'll go here and I will open sheet 2. In sheet 2 again, I have the similar kind of data. So suppose on day 1 you got some data set which has different kind of formatting. You clean it up. Day 2, your team again send you the similar kind of mistake with the similar data set. But we have made macros, right? So we can clean it up quickly. What I'll do is I will just select this. I will go to developer tab, click on macro, and I will run my macro coming from sheet 1. So I'll just done. So what was interesting here is my sheet which had macros stored once has all the actions. I just have to keep that one open and then I can do the task very easy. So this is why macros are very special. Let me show you another case of macros. I'll just close this. Then I'll say load save, and I'll open my sheet 3. Alright, so suppose I have the name of the people and then there are numbers in front of their names. I want to remove all these numbers. And this is not just for one file, this is going to be for many of the consecutive files keep on coming over the week. In addition to this, also imagine there is a lot of data in these rows. So what I'll do is I will again create a macro instead of going for Control F and removing 0 ones every time I get a similar kind of file. I will create a macro. So alright, so let's get started. I will select this much data set. I will go for developer tab. I'll say record macro. And I will this time say macro 2. I'll just press OK. And it has started recording. So first thing I'll do is I'll go for Control F. And I'll say if there is a 0, replace it with nothing. You have to execute this step manually, but this is for the first time. Then later on, whenever you will get a similar kind of file, you will never have to know this. So I'll just quickly try to finish this up so that we can see the results we going to see. Alright, so next thing what I'll do is I will just select this data set. I'll just go to macros. I'll run this. If you see, I got my numbers deleted. So similar way, if you want to delete the alphabets and you want to keep numbers, you can do the similar exercise by selecting all the alphabets. And then this exercise can be put into different files, all the files coming to you over the span of time as much as you want. Another interesting thing is I can create a button to do this exercise. So if I select this data set and I'll go to insert and I choose this first button, then I can draw this up and it is asking me now what actually I want to do with this button. So I'll say, I just want to create this right now. It says button 2. In place of button 2, I'll just write remove numbers. Now I will just right click on this button and assign a macro to it. So it is macro 2. I'll just press OK. And now I have assigned macro to this button. Now suppose I selected this data set and I just press no numbers. See, It has removed numbers. Now suppose I don't want to remove number in front of pizza, but I want it to be removed from all others. I'll again select them and I'll just press remove. So I have just kept number here just to show you exactly how it works. But this button has made all the difference. So yeah, you can also create different kind of macros. Suppose in this case only, if you wanted to keep the numbers but you don't want it to keep the alphabets, then you can create a macro to remove alphabets. So if you want different kind of customization for your files, you can still use macro and record all your steps. All right. So yeah, I think that is all for this video. I'll see you in the next one.